Hello everyone, my name is Matthew and this is Learn the Lingo. Welcome to lesson 27 of Hebrew Basics, a series where we learn the essentials of Hebrew grammar. Today, we are going to continue to learn new irregular forms of the past tense and also some important little words. Let's begin with the word mamash, which means really. We can use mamash in a sentence like, she really wanted to see you. In Hebrew, she and wanted can be just one word, which will come after the word mamash, which means really. The verb she wanted can be made from the hu form of the past tense, he wanted, which is ratsa. The he, she form of the past tense is made by taking this hu form, shortening the second vowel to a shva, and adding an a ending. With verbs whose roots end with hey, like ratsa, the he form will also change that hey in the hu form to a tav. That makes ratsta, she wanted. To see is lir'ot. Let's say the you in this sentence is feminine singular. Since you is the definite direct object of the verb lir'ot and is feminine singular, it will be otak in Hebrew, which is the preposition et with its vowel changed to o with a feminine singular you suffix. She really wanted to see you then is mamash ratzta lir'ot otak. She really wanted to see you. Mamash ratzta lir'ot otak. Let's see how to make the past tense of hollow roots, like that of larutz, to run, whose root is resh vav tzadi. This root is hollow because its second letter is a vav which acts as a vowel, and which often does not appear in certain verb forms of the root, including all forms of the past tense. The hu form of the past tense of larutz is just made with the first letter of the root, resh, with a kamatz, and the third letter, tzadi, ratz, he ran. To make the he, she form, she ran, we add the usual a ending to the hu form to make ratza, she ran. And to make the heim and hein, they form, they ran, we add an u ending, ratsu, they ran. Notice that with these she and they forms of the past tense with hollow roots, the accent is on the second to last syllable. Ratsa, she ran, and ratsu, they ran. This is unlike regular past tense verbs, where the accent will be on the last syllable of the she and they forms, as in lakha, she took, or sham'u, they heard. To make the other forms of the past tense with hollow roots, we take the hu form, ratz, and shorten the kamatz to a patak. Then adding di, we get ratzdi, I ran. Ta gets us ratzta, you ran masculine singular. T makes ratzt, you ran feminine singular. And nu makes ratznu, we ran. The atem and aten, you masculine and feminine plural forms, don't shorten the vowel under the first letter to a shva with hollow roots, as they usually do. Instead, they also have that vowel as a patak, and add tem or ten. Ratztem, you ran masculine plural, and ratzten, you ran feminine plural. Notice that with hollow roots, the hu form of the past tense is the same as the masculine singular form of the present tense. That means hu ratz can mean both he runs and he ran. So with hollow roots, we have to be aware of the context to understand which tense is being used. The same is the case with the he, she form of the past tense of hollow roots, he ratza. With only the spelling, this could be the past tense, she ran, or the present tense, she runs. Again, context is necessary. However, when speaking, these tenses are not the same. The he form of the past tense of hollow roots has the accent on the second to last syllable, he ratza, she ran, past tense, while the feminine singular form of the present tense has the accent on the last syllable, he ratsa, she runs, present tense. The word aval means but. Let's make the sentence, we ran, but they didn't run. For this sentence, even though pronouns are not grammatically necessary with the Hebrew past tense, we will still use them because this sentence is contrasting we and they. And we can use the pronouns אנחנו, we, and הם, they, to emphasize this contrast. We ran then will be אנחנו, we, with the verb ran in the אנחנו form. This is made from the hu form rats, he ran, by shortening its kamatz to a patach and adding the ending nu, ratznu, we ran. But is aval, and they is hem. Didn't is just translated as lo, not, because Hebrew doesn't need a word for did. The past tense they ran is made from the hu form ratz by just adding u, ratzu. Hem lo ratzu, they didn't run. אנחנו רצנו, אבל הם לא רצו. We ran, but they didn't run. אנחנו רצנו, אבל הם לא רצו. Let's see all the past tense forms of lirot, to see, which is from the root resh aleph he. This root is what we call a doubly weak root, because it has two letters that can make verbs from this root irregular, the third letter he and the second letter aleph. A second letter aleph can only affect the he and hem and hein forms of the past tense, so for the hu form, we only have to worry about that third letter he. The hu form of the past tense of regular roots is made with the three letters of the root with a kamatz and a patach, as in shama, he heard. But when the root ends with he, the hu form has another kamatz instead of a patach. This doesn't change pronunciation, and we get ra'ah to mean he saw. Because of this third letter he, many of the other forms of the past tense are made by taking the hu form ra'ah and replacing that ah ending with e, and then adding their respective endings. A t ending to make ra'iti, I saw, a ta ending to make ra'ita, you saw masculine singular, a t ending to make ra'it, you saw feminine singular, or a nu ending to make ra'inu, we saw. Remember the atem and aten, you masculine and feminine plural forms, shorten the first vowel to a shva, and then add either tem to make ra'item, you saw masculine plural, or ten to make ra'iten, you saw feminine plural. With the he and hem and hein forms, we not only have to take the third letter he into account, but also the second letter aleph, which can make these two forms of the past tense irregular, since in these forms, the second letter of the root is usually supposed to have a shva, which an aleph cannot have. To say she saw, for example, we take ra'ah, he saw, once again. If it was from a regular root, we would just shorten its second vowel to a shva and add an ah ending. But since its root ends with he, we must replace that he of the root with a tav, and since the aleph cannot take a shva, we instead put a patach shva under it. That gives us ra'ata, she saw, which has the third letter he changed to a tav, and also the shva under the second letter aleph changed to a patach shva. Ra'ata, she saw. To say they saw, we take ra'ah, he saw, and since it ends with he, we take that he out and add the u ending. With most hem and hein, they forms of the past tense, we would put a shva under the second letter of the root, but that is only when all three letters of the root are visible, not when a third letter he has been removed, showing only the first two letters. This means the second letter aleph does not make this form of the past tense irregular by making a shva under it change into a patach shva, since no shva would be under it in the first place. We just have ra'u, they saw. Let's learn one more little word, ulai, which means maybe. Let's use it in the sentence, maybe they didn't see the gas station. Maybe is ulai, and they didn't see will just be lo, not, followed by the past tense verb they saw. This is made from ra'ah, he saw, by removing the ah ending and adding u, ra'u. Lo ra'u, they didn't see. gas station is tachanat derek, which is a construct phrase. That means to say the gas station, we add a ha, meaning the, onto the last word of the phrase, derek. Tachanat haderek, the gas station. Since tachanat haderek is definite and is the direct object of the verb ra'u, it needs the preposition et before it. That all makes ulai lo ra'u et tachanat haderek. Maybe they didn't see the gas station. Ulai lo ra'u et tachanat haderek. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. And if you want to learn more Hebrew, please consider subscribing to my channel and checking out some of my other videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.